If you've ever looked at your adult child and thought, why don't they open up to me anymore? Why are our conversations so shallow? You're not alone. Most emotional distance in families doesn't come from big fights or major betrayals. Instead, it often comes from small phrases spoken years ago that made a child learn to close their heart for protection. And today, I want to tell you a story about a mother and her grown son. A story that reveals the three phrases that quietly shut children down and how understanding them can restore connection at any age. I'm Solon, and I've spent years talking with family counselors, adult children and parents in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who want to make sense of the emotional patterns in their families. And over, one truth keeps showing up. Love isn't lost. It just gets buried under words we didn't know could wound. Let me tell you about Ellen, a 74-year-old mother and her son Daniel, who's 45. Now, Ellen wasn't a harsh parent. She wasn't cruel or neglectful. She was simply raised in a generation where feelings were optional and survival was the priority. Growing up, she worked from age 12, took care of siblings, lived through economic hardship, and learned one rule: push your feelings down and keep moving. So by the time she had children of her own, she loved them deeply, but she didn't always speak in a way that made them feel safe opening up. For years, she wondered, why doesn't Daniel tell me anything personal? Why does he sound distant on the phone? Why does he share more with his wife than with me? And then one afternoon, during a quiet walk in a park, something happened that changed everything. She asked her son gently, "Why don't you open up to me more?" His response revealed the three phrases that had shut him down without her ever realizing it. And those are the same three phrases many adult children hear and carry into adulthood. Let's go deeper into their story, using the framework situation, desire, conflict, change, result. Number 1, situation. As a child, Daniel adored his mother. He followed her around, helped her bake, wrote her little notes. But as he grew, he stopped sharing his feelings, his stress, and eventually even his achievements. To Ellen, it felt like he outgrew her emotionally. To Daniel, it felt like he had to protect himself. They both wanted the same thing: connection, honesty, closeness. But they had different pathways to get there. Ellen believed closeness came from strength and guidance. Daniel believed closeness came from being heard without judgment. The real problem wasn't bad parenting. It was mismatched emotional language. There were three phrases Ellen said throughout his childhood, casually, even lovingly, that made Daniel silently close the doors of his heart. And when he explained them, Ellen didn't defend herself. She didn't argue. She listened. And listening became the first step in healing. Today, their relationship looks completely different. Not perfect, no family is, but warmer, more honest, more connected. Because once you understand the phrases that shut a child down, you also learn how to open them back up. And now, I want to share the three phrases that appeared in their story. Phrase number 1, "You're fine, stop crying." This was Ellen's go-to phrase. She didn't mean harm. To her, crying meant weakness. To Daniel, crying meant, "I need connection." According to research published by the American Psychological Association, children who have their emotions dismissed frequently develop emotional suppression, difficulty identifying their own feelings, and a tendency to withdraw rather than express. So when young Daniel heard, "You're fine," he learned, "My feelings are wrong, keep them inside." This pattern followed him into adulthood. When his wife asked how he felt, he shrugged. When work stressed him, he kept silent. And when his mother asked how he was, he gave the safest possible answer: "I'm fine." The same words she once used with him. The emotional doors closed quietly and stayed shut for years. Phrase number 2, don't be dramatic. This one was said whenever he expressed fear, anxiety, or disappointment. Once again, Ellen meant no harm. To her, she thought she was encouraging resilience. But here's the psychological truth. According to Dr. John Gottman's emotional coaching research, minimizing a child's emotional experience teaches them you won't be taken seriously, keep your inner world private. So when teenage Daniel wanted to talk about bullying at school, he didn't. When he was scared about college decisions, he handled it alone. And as an adult, he stayed emotionally self-contained. Not because he didn't trust his mother as a person, but because he had learned not to trust emotional vulnerability. When someone grows up being told, "Don't be dramatic," they internalize, "Don't be honest about your pain, it won't be received." Phrase number 3, "I know what's best for you." This is the phrase that hurt the most, not because it was cruel, but because it removed Daniel's voice. It sent the message, "Your instincts are wrong, listen to me instead." According to studies on autonomy from the University of Rochester's self-determination theory, children who aren't allowed to express their own preferences often become emotionally shut down, hesitant to share, avoidant of conflict, and fearful of disappointing their parents. So as an adult, Daniel rarely told his mother about his decisions, not his job changes, not his financial goals, not his dreams. He had learned early, sharing invites correction. Silence felt safer.
Here's what all 3 phrases have in common. They dismiss the child's emotional reality. Research from the University of Washington shows that emotional invalidation can have long-term effects on adult relationships, including shutting down during conversations, avoiding emotional topics, and difficulty trusting others with feelings. 2, they create a survival mode communication pattern. When feelings are minimized, the brain shifts toward emotional self-protection. Harvard neuroscience studies show that children raised with emotional suppression become adults who prioritize peace over honesty, avoid conflict, hide emotional pain. And 3, they teach children to self-silence. This is the psychological term for holding emotions in so you don't burden others. And it often begins with phrases parents never realized were harmful. Now let's talk about how you can gently reopen emotional doors with your adult children. Because the goal is not to feel guilty. The goal is insight, compassion, and healing. Here's what Ellen did, and it changed everything. 1, she acknowledged the past without shame. She simply said, "Looking back, I realize I sometimes dismissed your feelings. Thank you for telling me." No excuses, no self-criticism, just truth. Psychologists call this reflective repair, and it's one of the strongest predictors of improved family connection. 2, she became curious instead of corrective. Instead of giving advice, she asked questions like, "How are you really feeling about that? What's been on your mind lately? What do you need from me right now? Listening or guidance?" This shifts communication from directive to collaborative. 3, she practiced the 3-second pause. Before responding to something emotional, she paused for 3 seconds. This small act prevents old patterns from taking over. During that pause, she reminded herself, "This is not the child I once guided. This is the adult I want to know." And 4, she replaced old habits with new healing phrases. Instead of "you're fine," she said, "Your feelings make sense to me." Instead of "don't be dramatic," she said, "Tell me more, I want to understand." Instead of "I know what's best for you," she said, "What do you feel is right?" Small changes, big healing. Most emotional distance in families doesn't come from a lack of love, it comes from a lack of emotional language. And the truth is, you cannot change the words you used 30 or 40 years ago, but you can absolutely change the words you use today. Your adult children may not open up right away. That's normal. Emotional doors that closed slowly often open slowly too. But every warm phrase, every moment of listening, every gentle acknowledgement is a hand extended across the years. And one day, you may hear something you never expected. Your child sharing something personal, something tender, something real. Not because you demanded closeness, but because you created safety. So remember these 3 harmful phrases. "You're fine," "Don't be dramatic," and "I know what's best for you." And remember the antidotes that heal. "I'm here. Tell me what you're feeling." Your emotions matter. What do you think is right for you? Love is not measured by perfection. Love is measured by willingness. And it is never too late to speak in a way that invites your children back into your heart. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe so we can help more families find their way back to each other. Because emotional healing doesn't belong to the young, it belongs to anyone brave enough to begin.